My beliefs were formed after a fearsome snowstorm, amidst scraggly trees that look like roasted blood vessels of a withered alien dirt god. They meandered through the waist-deep white powder that blanketed the forest, sprouting from calm shadows of a rich thermospheric blue, a blue of the sweetest, happiest kind of sadness, like a mother watching her son leave for the first day of school. Goodbye, she waves, as he mixes with the glistening honey of warm winter sunlight. It was here that my revelation was born. It was here that I said hello to the snow by wading through its depth. With the strength of my adductors and quadriceps, with the breathless joy of overcoming difficulty. And my body said hello to me with a chemical symphony that made Beethoven a shy squirrel. My enzymatic musicians blasted trumpets of phenethylamine and bassoons of endorphins, saving the delicate warm harp of anandamide for my pause at the top of the hill. It was there that I demanded a divine word, a benediction to bow tie my feelings. First came yes. Yes to the body, life, beauty, disease, death, ugliness. Yes to the low-income apartment blocks in the distance, plagiarized from a Stalinist sketchbook, its hideous, sludgy facades blushing as my heart-mind blessed them with love. May these towers gently cradle the poverty-scarred bodies within. I began to blaspheme against science, whispering holy names, and thanking God for this greatness. But doctrines of commandments, souls, sins, and afterlives, these wound the cleanliness of my world, like a dagger slashing the face of a newborn. I shall affix the green silk and golden bracelets of paradise onto my body, and venture to bless the bodies of earth. I shall walk the dirt roads that soil my boots, and be the sun that makes the mud glitter. I cannot bless the world with sour letters like atheism, though the nectar beneath its bitter shell gives candied delight. Its negation, its lack, is too salty for my blood. I want beliefs like a snowstorm, a cascade of bright hyperabundance that overwhelms cities with gentle purity. I want a belief that honors the delicate crystal of life and the crushing weight of its meaning. I want a belief that offers itself to sunlight like the smooth, naked body of a young athlete. I want a belief that treats nihilism like a sickly raccoon, limping, dazed in the daylight, on its last legs. And I want my belief to cover its mouth with horror as it slowly steps away from this wounded animal, giving it the dignity of an unseen death. Yet my belief mill can only package flimsy store brand titles. Pro-lifist, pro-bodyist, probiotic. That'll do for now. At least it allies me to bacteria and yeasts, who defiantly cloak their wisdom from our prying primate tools. Yes, these humble invisibles wield golden armor, enchanting and rescuing fair maidens, though they also drag the corpses of their enemies behind bloody chariots with gleeful malice. I revere and fear these dainty little deities. My bacteria-laden stomach is a well-meaning tyrant that guillotines the unruly for the slightest misstep, yet provides confetti parades of glory for loyal subjects. Here I have been a zealous madman, counting each speck of zinc and selenium, sublimating my devotion into a shiny sash of painless digestion, My stomach is Al-Muhyi and Al-Mumit, the giver of life and the inflictor of death. Food poisoning finally killed the Buddha. How vicious these microscopic gods can be. How green and plenty were the Buddha's fields of peace. And how he made my heart gush with adoration for his teachings, for the world. And yet, an even greater love flows among my inner Niranjana river, with the spirit of the rich and beautiful Sujata, who brought the Buddha a portion of milk and rice in a golden bowl, soothing his curse of asceticism. Sujata guided him back to life. Sweet, sweet Sujata, your black hair like waterfalls of obsidian frozen in time, your warm skin like the happy smile of a smooth beach at dawn, your black eyes like entrances to lost and legendary temples. It was Sujata that saved the life of a sage, that licked the psychic wounds of billions. It was her milk, harvested from 1,000 cows and distilled to be immaculate. It was her milk that revived the wilted Buddha. And Sujata never abandoned her child as Buddha did, nor did she slander him with a name as ugly as Rahula, a fetter. For her child and husband was a jewel and a blessing. I believe in Sujata, and I see her everywhere there is beauty, love, wealth, chastity, family, commitment, growth, birth, life, generosity. And even as I stray from these principles, even as I live in the icy shadow of the banyan tree, with pale thoughts glancing away from life, my Sujatan heart shall strain milky thoughts and dish them up in golden words. Sujata did not need dogma. Her eyes saw divinity pour from the earth in an endless fountain. What more could we want than a wife, husband, or a child? Than beauty, riches, rivers, trees, snow, sun? These are my higher powers. I believe that all human history is a nourishing porridge. I believe that my existence is a surplus, a luxury, an efflorescence of abundance, an axiomatically valuable gem, that every day is holy, and its sour candy of suffering is a vigorous vitamin. I believe that living out of obligation, necessity, and utility is a sign of weakness. And even with my death, I shall honor Sujata. I shall die like the Laocoon, a lover, a father, an exposer of ruses, who has everything taken from him, whose cephalic vein is so mesmerizing that it overshadows the grace of all the planet's rivers, and whose dying moment nurtures the embers of a radiant power that scars hopelessness, that inspires billions of people for thousands of years. And Sujata will laugh at my beliefs, because my back gives out when I sneeze, because I am sickly, solitary, and child-free, and yet she never ceases to feed me my milk rice. Here she comes again, spoiling me with life-returning riches, in the form of a sunlit woodpecker patiently peeling bark from a tree.